Good morning, welcome to Satsang. Our real nature, what I am, what you are, which doesn't belong to I and you, is always here. What goes on changing is the mind. It is its manifestation, its expression. So you have not to search for what you are it. You have to spot what's the mind. And I really wonder if there is anything which appears, which escapes that. Everything which appears and disappears is the mind. So, if there is a work to do, to give yourself actually a split second just now is enough. Not to listen to the mind. If you don't do that, at least spot the mind. Know once for all and know it with your own experience that whatever appears has to disappear. And it is the mind. It's not what you are in essence. It is that, of course, because it's its own manifestation. But to get a glimpse, you have to not to confuse. A split second, you have not to be attached or believe in anything which presents itself. That split second, freed from the mind, has enough impact. It's for eternity. Then the life will carry you up to the death in a beautiful, in its own way, in its dual way. And that's it. If you have any question, anything, please ask. Why not to be urgent? You see, that split second, as I say, which can be at any moment, can be just now, you have probably to hear again and again, generally speaking, not to be boycotted by the mind when it reappears, not to believe that the mind will tell you any news about it. So once you got enough experience of so-called, oh, I lost myself again, oh, this and that, and you speak of the mind, you don't speak of what you are. And since this body is still alive, it's totally normal to be engaged with the mind and this and that, sensually, emotionally, and intellectually. But if you have seen that I am not, in reality, I'm not only the body and the mind, then your own mind will love to have, to surrender. To surrender means to just keep quiet. In time for sometimes, because the mind is in time. But it doesn't matter, because you don't confuse your being for your becomings.
Ganga. Oh.
Where?
Here.
Okay.
Hi, Ganga.
Hi.
When you speak, I get touched and emotional sometimes. Is it spiritual ego always?
Where is the ego?
Sorry?
Where is the ego when you are touching your heart?
That's my doubt. I don't know if
That
it's possible.
That thought is not from your heart. There is no ego.
There's no ego?
No, it's a concept.
Well,
You confuse what you are with the appearance, and the appearance will be called the ego, because we are all different egos. For me, I don't like this word because it is loaded with such a spiritual and non-spiritual beliefs that I really don't use that word. So for me, there is a manifestation and a non-manifestation, and then we deal with that. That's enough already. So, and so what was the question?
the question is that when I feel touched by your words,
Yeah.
is this the I? Is this the mind?
You
Or
see, if you don't put it into question to know what it is, it could just be what you are, because it's already there. And what you are with the words of Satsang can pass through your emotional art, and that's why you have some emotional reaction. But the essential is from where it arose or where it goes, which is your nature. So you see, we are always that. The only problem is that sometimes you have experience, as you mentioned now, and you again describe how you reacted, what was the manifestation. So, I forgot what I wanted to say. Yeah, the thing is, the difference between someone who still believes or searches is that his mind, the mind is not quiet, because somehow he didn't surrender totally, something like that. So to see my substance, the substance, what is not touched or diminished when the time appears and all that. At some point, the mind had to shut up, surrender, just see, oh, that's the fact. I'm nothing here, I'm nobody here. So it's only the mind which travels. Otherwise, you see, the same thing, and you don't listen your mind after, then you are no more a seeker also. You are not a finder also. You are just peace itself. It's also a way to speak, but so as long as you give the power to your mind to search who you are, it will not be easy. Eventually, you will have in and out, in and out, which is, I must say, already a great blessing, because the in has more power than the out, and it will eat away slowly this out. If you fell in love with it, if you love it. Because nobody works here, you see, about it. It's that itself which erases what looks like too much. The thing is, the mind will always try, if he has not yet, I don't know, to say seen or realized, the mind will always try to keep it in his mind world, with his commands, with his doubts, with his understandings. But then you depend on something which has its the law of duality, which has to go on changing. So you are searching for something permanent. But the something permanent is not in the mind. Permanent means it has always been here. The mind is really a tool to function with your body and all this structure in this world, in the world of that the bird gave you. It's just a tool. The mind is so clever that it can invent this experience. I just said that because the cat came. So you can have this experience that, oh, I'm the cat, you see. I'm the cat, I'm the tree. But this is an experience, because it's not true, I'm not a cat. The substance, what is, the cat also is it, sure. But I'm not a cat. So that language is very confusing, you see. But we have to be clear about that. Everything we see is that. But it's not what we see that is that. It's very clear, isn't it? Where are you?
Actually in the Gita, Krishna says the same.
Yeah?
At some point he says, Matstani sarva bhutani, all the beings exist in me. And then in the following verse he says, Nacha matstani bhutani, I'm not in all beings.
Yeah, yeah. It looks very clear, but for some time it doesn't, that's true. Yeah. But it's exactly like Buddha said, no, to his disciple. Oh, everything is that. And then the disciple sees the dog and says, oh, so the dog is that. He said, no, it's the same. It's the same. The shape, surely not. Or it's that, but in a limited shape, appearance, the shape. Yeah. I remember that shloka. Papaji was telling it sometimes. Now I remember. Oh, I'm sorry. What is it? Well. Where is it? Sorry. Yeah. So for the mind it looks paradoxes, but in reality it's not a paradox. It is just like that. Yeah. If one takes the risk or just understand, and it's always suddenly, that it's really beyond understanding. Understanding will leave you to paradoxes and all those things, which is already quite a blow for the mind. But to realize what is, it's beyond understanding. Sure. I don't know what it is. It's just beyond understanding.
I don't know how it came to me now immediately, but can you give me some advice or teaching for the moment for the death?
For the death?
So
where is death? Where is it?
In my mind.
You ask then at the time of death if it happened. You have to ask that question when you die, otherwise it has no effect. What death? You mean what?
It's connecting with also the sentence that I am not the body, but
yeah, but this is it. You see, you get afraid because you associate that with death, and death, if you didn't solve that event, is like whatever fate is there, but it's something. eventually a black hole also. So speak of what is the trouble now. Now. So now you feel you are the body? Yes. So who is feeling that? You think that the body can feel is the body?
Somebody feels, I could
You
say,
think the body says somebody. But the one who speaks about an experience, I am the body, where it could be? What is it? And don't go there, you are already it. But it's just to point out, you are busy with the events. And at some point, if you realize you are no more busy with the events, that's all. You see, you are busy to solve an event which is important suddenly for you, and it will not be through that solution. It's when you are not caring about what is appearing anymore. Mm-hmm. But it's true, one has to be reminded, you see. That's why satsang exists also, to be reminded, because this mind has been given a lot of power in the past. So he will try to, is like... Yeah. But once you are reminded, just keep quiet. Just keep quiet. The beauty or the natural consequence of the realization of what you are is that your mind is quiet or not, you will never think or believe you lost yourself. But to be reminded, then your mind has to shut up. So,
Hello.
hello. What?
You look like this.
Then where to look?
No, it's
So,
I see that it's funny because I cannot do anything about that.
about yourself.
Yes.
What a liberation.
Yes.
The mind is. Yeah. Yes.
But this but troubles me.
Yeah, sure.
It's anyway this connecting with the mind, with following the mind.
What?
Still I following this mind.
You followed but. What is but? The gateway to the mind, sure.
Yes.
And there is a full kingdom behind. With desires, attachment, fulfillment, whatnot.
Yes, I see that I won't be free of this because this is no.
Listen, don't believe this concept that you are not free just now. You speak of your mind. You would think the mind will be freed from all these desire and whatnot or fulfillment. No. You have to see, to see, I have no words, what you are is just here, untouched by these buts and if and whatnot. This is the expression. You cannot control the expression of yourself. So you are it just now, just now, always. And if you speak otherwise, it's your mind. And don't trust your mind. That's what the only thing I can say in Satsang is that. Don't trust your mind. It will bring you to limits always, to changes, to appearances. One gets fatigued in the end, exhausted of that, isn't it?
Yes.
So how can you still eat this plate where there is a butt? No, enough. It's not through the butt that I will free myself. It is when I don't need this butt. I don't need any answer. Because what I am is not of that realm. I just am. And don't worry if you appear this way, that way. Don't worry. That is not into your control in a way. And all those experiences you feel, oh, I have been identified, oh, I was distracted and all. No, you speak about your mind, the mind of someone who is born. You don't speak of what you are. So you can say so, and then just drop it, because you see, it's not there that I will be peaceful.
I see it.
Yeah, great.
Oh, yes.
Just be reminded. You see, there is nothing wrong to be spiritual in this world, for example. There are like layers. Some are tamasic, they are quite lazy and all that, it doesn't matter much. Some are rajasic, active, some are sattvic, touches spirituality and all that, but that is the way you are born and your destiny attached to it. You have not to become from Rajasic to Sattvic or Tamasic to Sattvic or whatever to know yourself. If you like to have a better life or whatever, that's a different thing. That you can play with those things. But if you want to know who you are, don't consider those elements. Yeah. And any element anyway is limited. It will never speak about that. So you have not to become something else than what your birth gave you. If you like, yeah, but know where it happens. It's just in the world of your birth. It has nothing to do with what you are. And you come to Satsang to know what you are. Yeah. To be reminded, not even to know, just to be reminded.
Yes, I found that I cannot become how I can become myself. Or make myself. Or meditate out myself. It cannot happen. I am what I am.
Now what can happen is that when you realize yourself, that it can be that your personality may have some changes because the sensitivity is more refined or whatever. But it's just a consequence and may not be always like that. So really, that's why I say, go for the real thing first, and then, whatever happens after. Yeah. I met very contrasted, amazing souls. For example, when I met Anandamayi Ma, she was like the symbol of sanctity, saintlyhood, and so sattvic, so transparent and with the divine halo and so. And then I met Nisargadatta Maharaj, where I was nearly, that horrible smoke, and furious and whatnot, and for the good cause, of course, but I'm sure sometimes he was just furious also, like that. And so on. So you really start to question, that's not like I was thinking it should be. And so on and so on. So in Indian culture, they have been reading since countless ages about this, let's say, spirituality, the investigation in the mind. And they saw all is possible in the expressions, because the study of knowing yourself, the reality, is prior to all appearance. So they show it. They show it with many examples. So as I said, it can change your life, but it's not in your hand then. And it is not because before you change your life you realized. No. It's just a stolen moment out of your mind. So I think it's important to hear that you are always yourself. Now, your mind may tell you, oh, it was hidden, or it's obvious, and all that, but it's just the talk of the mind. Huh? So I wanted to say that, to say, don't have this concept that, okay, I had a glimpse, now I have to maintain it, or I have to, whatever, this kind of beliefs. You have not to maintain anything. The realization is exactly to see, I always have been that, even if my mind didn't see it, or I did it as I said, or I'm always that. So from there you give less credit to whatever the mind says, you know. It's relative truths only, or lies.
So, if you know what you are, and
Eve puts it in time already, but okay, I hear you.
I mean, Nisargadatta,
It's okay.
the example you said, he knows what he is, and he knows that everything goes as it has to go. How can he be furious?
It had to be. Well, I cannot answer for him. But because the temperament is such. I mean, what is a temperament? A personality. It's dual. And some go in fury, some go in sadness, some go in whatever, you know. Whatever. In this body-mind, I cannot answer much better than that.
Can you feel?
Oh, I can be furious. Be careful. I am unhappily not a saint. Only saints, you know, they are quite. What to tell you? I mean, you think you see, you confuse. When we say, oh, this one is realized, already the sentence is not good because it is not somebody who is realized. If it was somebody, oh yeah, then it should be a bit like the image of, I don't know even whom to present. Because I heard that Ramana Maharishi was furious in the kitchen because the carrots were not cut well. So who is there? I just laugh, but you know, it's not somebody who is realized. when you say somebody is realized, he has seen the real nature, is real, and the real nature of things. But it was exactly when he was not there that this could be obvious. And then his body-mind continues his life. I mean, as I said, sometimes it changes your life, but always in duality anyway. Or you remain the same.
But if you understand there's war.
But it's not an understanding. I understand I should not be furious. This is the growth. If you speak about that, it's a growth in the manifestation. Everyone. I have no clue about what is this manifestation. I say mystery because I don't know which word I can apply. So, but as I see, in the end, it looks like because of the challenges of each one's life, one grows, you know. But it's in the manifestation. It's a growth in the manifestation. It has absolutely nothing to do with the background which created the manifestation. So, yeah, if you want to do better in the world or to yourself, you have to a bit work on your bad habits. But it is this work has nothing to do with the realization of the self. Don't you see that clearly? No.
Not complete.
You can always
if you know
ask.
that everything goes as it has to go.
Yeah. So be
So
furious
how
also?
can you be against that? I don't understand that.
Against? I didn't speak against.
Opposed or
Mm.
opposed to what is happening. I mean,
But everybody cannot be a saint, huh? I mean, do you know any saint in this world? Everybody tries to be a saint. And I believe some people are like this, of course. It's quite a good balance also in the manifestation. Sure. But, I mean, this is a different search. Yeah. Then you have to follow a saint, huh? You have not to follow me. Yeah. Nothing wrong also. A human will always make mistakes. A human being will always make mistakes, more or less, you know. Yeah. So it's good to know what do I really want to That's my priority in my search. And then go to that place which can teach you that. So I'm clear, I'm maybe a Nepali, but I'm not teaching sainthood. But still be a good man. Woman. That's a wish. These are wishes, otherwise, to know yourself is your birthright. It's obvious, you see, you took this birth and you could enjoy more to go, I don't know, somewhere else, to cafe, to kayaking, to whatever. But you come here. You come here where you get nothing. In the contrary, you get poorer and poorer. It's a strange incarnation, huh? So fulfill it. Something must be there. Something so attractive must be there. Hmm? Mm.
So in the beginning you were speaking about the surrender of the mind and how it comes to be quiet and
Quite about the question of who am I, otherwise.
Yeah. I think it's I don't know, I just feel to bring this sense of like this realizing that the mind is not running the show, as I say, you know, it's not in control. It's not running the show. And in a sense that could bring great relief to the mind, to really see I'm not in control. All the stress of having to live this life, I don't need to have, because and that could be in itself a great relief. But it's like the nature of the mind is...
No, but listen, I don't understand, because if you say that you know that the mind doesn't run the show, when you are stressed, then you imply then you will be always quiet. No, when you are stressed, you are stressed.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I understand that.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
And it's, yeah, I'm not looking for a state, but there is something to do with the mind becoming humbled in realizing it doesn't have the power to live the life that it thinks it has, and that's...
Humble.
Okay, wrong word.
No, because you say qualities which are very relative. It will be like this with a few, because it's also their character. With a few others, it's not to surrender is not to be humble. No. You can be a very proud one and suddenly surrender. And your mind may not be necessarily the most remarkable, humble one afterwards. How to explain that? But you wanted to say something?
I'm just trying to kind of touch on something that, because you also spoke about when you fall in love with that. So it would be the mind falling in love with it. And this is the surrender in maybe in that way that it.
So how do you come here? Why do you come here?
To this question, or to
I just ask, why do you come here in Satsang? Must be that you are a bit in love with that.
Yeah, must be.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, all my life, really.
Ah,
Yeah.
you see? You're lucky. You're in love with someone who will never go.
Yeah. I just didn't see it like that.
But that's why I remind you.
Yeah.
Can you ask the same question now that you know you are in love?
No. No. Ah, no. Yeah. Wow, yeah. Takes away everything.
Yeah. We are poorer and poorer. Yeah. And we are the most happy ones. When you are in love, you do crazy things you would not ever do otherwise. So one of the crazy things to fall in love with that is to surrender.